Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening. Thank you very much to join me. Today is Friday, the 9th of May, and we are running regular webinar about jobs opportunity in Europe. So thank you, everyone, to join on time today. This respect your professionality because I think this is the basis of the cooperation. So thank you everyone to remain on the mute modality as well so that I can explain a little bit how everything is working in this industry. So my name is Richard Affolter and I'm the director of WEBA. I'm in this industry since back on the 88, so about 33 years altogether. And in the last 3-4 years, we start a lot in the job placement in Europe. As you may know, WEBA is well known for educational business. We're doing a lot of education fairs, student recruitment, and I have a great team who support me for this job. Now, after the COVID, we work more and more as well in the job opportunities over here in Europe, and we started with different countries. Logically, we cannot start with every country at once. We cannot start to work with every, let's say, country destination of the candidate. So we started very close here in Europe with Albania, then after we moved to Serbia, and then after we moved to Slovak Republic, to Czech Republic, to Hungary, and now we have in pipeline as well, let me see here, in pipeline Spain. Will be new soon, Spain. So we are working in this process. We had excellent success in the last, let's say, 2.5 years. We had some problem as well with some candidate, logically, because for some reason, but we can say that we was very happy about the turnout of the candidate. Logically, in the last 3 years, we learned a lot about the documents of the candidate they sent to us. We need always to double check, do a lot of pre-interview, but we can say that we place a very high number from India, especially from Nepal, from Vietnam, some from Africa. We will need to increase the African process as well now. But we needed to see step by step how everything is working. In some country, like in Albania, for example, we do the visa ourselves with our local team back in Albania. With Serbia, we do the visa our own with the assistance of a local lawyer and one of my local staff back in Belgrade. And so the great part is that your candidate will not need to go to the embassy and waiting, but we do all the work process for the visa for Albania and for Serbia. For Albania, we provide this online. We provide an email online. They just need to print this out and put inside in the passport. For Serbia, we inform the agents about the list they need to prepare. They need to prepare, for example, to collect all the passport of the candidate. They need to prepare a letter which the candidate will give the opportunity that only one representative of the agency will pick up the visa for all the candidates. We have just a case study now this week, which we have one agent who pick up, I think, if I remember well, 10 candidates. And so is the agency who will go to the embassy and pick up the visa. And then after they will put the visa inside in the passport. So, and we are now working as well with another country, and we try to make this online as well. And this is new, is as well Montenegro. Montenegro is a very small country with about 700,000 people near, let's say, near Croatia. And we are bombarded at the moment with requests from Montenegro hotels. Montenegro hotels in high demand at the moment to hire a lot of waiters, staff for housekeeping, everything related to the hotel. So all the jobs related to the hotels in Montenegro, I think until today we get more than 100 requests. So is in high demand. And as well over there, we are working with a lawyer in Montenegro and with one of our staff who is in Montenegro, is preparing all the document at the moment. So we will start, I think next week on Monday, Thursday, Wednesday, with the visa process for Montenegro, which will be very similar like Serbia, to give an idea, so that we do all the work process, and then after the candidate need to pick up the document at the visa embassy in the home country, which can be in Delhi, for example, in India, or in Abu Dhabi, to give you an idea. So depends where they are located. Usually the Montenegro embassy is inside the Serbia embassy, just to give you an idea. So the Montenegro embassy is inside in the Serbia embassy. So this is something for you to know, that we are looking to have a lot of candidates in the hospitality field, everything. We need a lot of people for housekeeping, laundry, help kitchen, waiters. So this is what we need for Montenegro. And for Albania, we need very urgently about, let's say, about 5 ladies for laundry, which is very important. I made the request several times in the last 2-3 weeks, but I can see that it's a lot of difficult to find females for laundry, but this is the request that we are getting, and we need to satisfy our clients, and this is the most important thing. We are looking as well for agriculture. We receive a lot of requests as well from Romania at the moment, yesterday in the evening from Romania, agriculture, for Albania as well, agriculture and farm. So we need people working in the agriculture field over here in Europe at the moment, in Romania and in Albania. This is the request. We placed as well truck driver in Croatia. We placed truck driver in Croatia, which hold the driving license from the UAE. So they only accept a driving license from the UAE. This means it can be from Qatar, can be from Bahrain, can be from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Kuwait, but should be from the UAE. So it's very important, and we find an agency who provide us this truck driver for Croatia with the license from the UAE. So this is as well very important. Now, if they're very happy, they will get the visa as well next week. If the company is very happy when they will arrive, they will ask for another 25 truck driver. So we cross the finger that everything will go in well. So very important is now the application process. I mean, the application process is very important. We usually send an email to everyone at once, and we include a link where to upload the document. So I will share my screen at the moment. 1 second. Let me share my screen here. Okay, so this is the portal where you need to upload the document. To make a long story short, you have to click here when you receive an email and we say we need, I make an example, carpenter in the wood industry, so you need to click here. Do not click anything else, just to make this very, very clear, because sometimes we are just need to triple check everything. Now, the biggest request we have, and is the biggest problem is the passport. Sometimes we receive passports who are expired, so then is a problem. We need to write back, etc. So before you upload a passport, please make sure that the passport is valid at least 2-3 years after the candidate is coming back. Because usually the contract to work with the company working together is about 1 year. So usually it's 1 year contract, at least 1 year, and then after they can renew every year. So it's important the passport should be valid at least 2-3 years after they are coming back. So if they are starting, for example, I make an example, today the 9th of May, and they finish the 9th of May in 2026, it should be valid at least until the 2028. So CV, we receive excellent CV, and for this I would like to thank you very much, but we receive as well CV, which it's impossible to read. So we are in 2025, the CV must be perfect, must be a professional photo, must be done in a Word document, transformed in PDF, and it must include everything. So the CV is like your business card, okay? So sometimes we get maybe a very good candidate, but the CV is a disaster. So we need everything to be done very, very good. So congratulations for some of the agents who provide us excellent CV. Reference letter. Reference letter, if the candidate has a reference letter, is very important that in the reference letter there will be a signature, there will be a date. Sometimes we receive a reference letter without signature and without a date, and it's difficult to charge if this is genuine or not. Now, criminal records, this is very important. Some call this PCC, etc. The important here is you have to make sure that if the criminal record is fine, but you need to double check if maybe the candidate had some problem in the past. And now it's fine, but if he had some problem in the past, many years ago, we should know this because now in this world, all the embassy, they know everything. So we had some case which we unfortunately was not able to accept the candidate, and they did not get the visa because unfortunately had some problem in the past. Now, certificate and diploma. Here is a very important point. Certificate diploma, first of all, must be made in a professional way. This is very important, very clear to read. And for example, for Albania, we need for every job as well a certificate or diploma or a letter from a company that the candidate had a training job for at least 6 months. So this is very important, and it must be indicated from which date to which date. This is for Albania, only for Albania. Okay, so this is important because the Albania government requests this all the time. Now, video. We always ask and re-ask to send us a video. We receive a lot of file, but I can say still today, 95% of the application we get, we receive without video. So what does it mean? Let's presume we receive an application today, which is Friday, and there is no video there. So first we need to check everything, then there's no video there, we need to send an email to you, and maybe it will be already Monday, maybe Monday afternoon. Then you receive this, until you reply will be Wednesday, until the candidate will do the video will be Friday next week. So we lost 1 week. And you know, this is fundamental. To make a video today, you can make a video with a mobile phone. It takes you very simple. I mean, if you're working as a waiter, maybe you have one of the colleagues who will do the video. If you work in the kitchen, maybe work in the kitchen. This is something very important to understand. Now, we are here in Europe, so we have Mediterranean food. So that means that if your chef is making a video, and he's making a video of, and I love it, I make an example, chicken tikka masala, which is my preferred Indian food, but if they show us a video doing chicken tikka masala, I need to show this video back to the company who will hire them, and the chef of the company from the hotel will say, but we are here in Europe, we don't do chicken tikka masala. We do, for example, pasta, we do, for example, meats, fish. So what I invite you is, if someone working in the kitchen is doing a video, make sure that the food is Mediterranean food, not one of your local food. This is very, very important. We always facing this problem as well. Here we get the video, and the video is not what we requested. And so we need to send an email back. You need to recontact the candidate. Then another week will go. So sometimes we all together wasting 2-3 weeks because of a very simple video that can be done on the same day or in 2 days after you receive the request from the candidate side. If the candidate is seriously interested, logically, I mean, the candidate should put a lot of effort to prepare himself as well for the interview. We do a lot of pre-interview as well. We do a lot of pre-interview, and I can see excellent candidate. I saw a chef dressed like a chef, and I saw other candidate who was not dressing very well. So we need to explain, please dress well, very important, because when you have the main interview with the company will charge as well how you present yourself. So this is fundamental. So if you are a painter, you can dress as a painter. If you are a carpenter, you can dress as a carpenter. This is not a problem. But if you work in the kitchen, you cannot present yourself as a carpenter. I hope you understand this part. Upload a photo. I saw all type of photo. I saw a photo with kids, photo with wife. No, we need a photo of the candidate. So very important is to put a photo of the candidate, maybe 2 photos as well. Technical report. Many times we don't get a technical report. So technical reports, it's mean what he's doing as a job. If, for example, we're looking for a welder, then he maybe write inside what type of welder he is, what he's doing. So we know a little bit more about his job performance, and this will help us to understand if the candidate is perfect for the different company. Experience overseas. Fantastic. Some agent just put experience in Qatar, in Dubai, in Oman. Fantastic. Just put this inside. The more information we have about the candidate, easy it is. So, and then after you just fill out which country you want to send your candidate. Now, I wanted to point out now about the timeline. The timeline is something very, very important. And I prepared here 3 case studies, just to give you an idea. So we receive the candidate from you, and we do all the work process on the backside, okay? Now, I make an example. Case study, let's start with the longest one. Slovak Republic. We started in November 2024. We get the visa in April. So it took us about 5 months to get the visa, 5 months. Then we had another case study, longer one. United Kingdom, start in October, get the visa in March. Then we have faster one. Serbia, we started on 20 January, and we get the visa yesterday or 2 days ago. So it's about 3.5 months. Albania, we had some good case study and some bad long-term case study, which was starting in November, received in February, and then starting January, receiving now in April the visa. So what I want to say with this is that the timeline is always at least 3 months. So if you do an application and we receive the application, we organize everything, we organize the pre-interview, the interview with the candidate sign the contract, we do the job permit for the candidate, etc. We receive regularly, I see this regularly, every week, the request, when is the visa ready? When is the visa ready? How is the visa ready? No. When the visa is ready, we will inform you. Our aim is that the visa will be ready as soon as possible, but it does not depend from us. So there is no need for agents to get disappointed or start to send email like, I want the refund of the visa fee. No. We should avoid all this because this creates only embarrassment, difficult reply, etc. we have this experience. As I say in the beginning, I started back in the 88, just more than 35 years, and that I'm in this industry international. And in the job industry, we started immediately after the COVID. Besides, we're doing a lot of education, business, etc. So we have experience on this. So it is important that myself and my team can work in generally in a good way. Not that you make an application and after 3 weeks you start to send us a letter. Where is the visa? How we get the visa? I'm very open to you. I just mentioned to you 3 months Albania, 3 months Serbia, 3.5 months, 4 months Slovak Republic, UK, 4 months, Czech Republic, 4 months. These are the standard, and it's important that you tell this as well to your candidate. Logically, if we say to our candidate 2 months, then the candidate expecting to get a visa in 2 months. But sometimes, especially in some period of the year, we call this election period, there will be some delay. For example, there was an election in one particular country. Then what happened in this country, everyone stopped a little bit for a while, like it happened last year in Albania. We was doing very well, but then after it stopped for about 3 months, nothing we can do. We have to respect the country. We have to respect when there is election, and we go with the flow. We put it like this one. But logically, on our side, we try to work as fast as possible, but sometimes it's not easy. I just wanted to tell you this and explain this. The timeline is very important, that you know that we try to work, but we need our air. We need our air to work. We try to keep informed. When we have a good news, we usually send, as many of you know, we put good news. That means, for example, your candidate get a job permit. Fantastic. So you know your candidate get a job permit. You can inform the candidate they get the job permit. Then another good news is we received the okay from the embassy. We send good news, received okay from the embassy that the visa is approved. But it doesn't mean that the visa is approved, that we can get the visa today. Visa is approved, fantastic. But then it takes some weeks. We call this administration days. You know, every country has an administration days. So when they say the visa is approved, is an email we receive internally, and we say, okay, fantastic, we inform our partner, but it doesn't mean that the visa will reach tomorrow our office. It will take maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks until they do all the administration work that our clients, you as an agency, are able to go and pick up the visa for the clients, or we receive the email from, if we do this online, and we share this with you. So this is the timeline, okay? And sometimes we are facing this issue with weeks. So it's important, the timeline. This is very, very important. And this is why I wanted to have this meeting today, to explain everyone that maybe in some case it take only 2 months technically, but administration-wise it can take 3 months, because the embassy need more time to issue the visa. It's not much we can do on this. To remain on the mute modality, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So at the moment we receive, as I mentioned in the beginning, candidates from India, mainly from Vietnam. We receive as well from Vietnam. So thank you very much for the one who sent us from Vietnam. From India as well, as I mentioned, from Nepal, few from Africa. This is at the moment the situation we are in. Logically, we want to open as well with Bangladesh people, but it takes time. Let me explain why it takes time. Because we need to build trust with the embassy. Now we start to have a very good trust with the Albania embassy, with the Serbia embassy, with the Slovak Republic embassy. So, but at the moment we are working more with Indian and Nepal and some African. And as soon as we are on this stage, we can start to include some Bangladesh candidate. But I really invite everyone to not send us irregular document. This is something that happens, unfortunately, as well sometimes, that we receive documents which are not correct, and if not use the word fake document. So it happens. We saw, I have someone working in a legal office, and he checked the document. So it's very important. If you want to work with WEBA, you have to send us only genuine worker. This is very important. And something else, which unfortunately we face, but in somehow it was good that we faced this. It happened as well that some agents send us some worker which are not for this particular job. I make an example. Someone sent us a chef working in the kitchen, a very good chef. From the video they perform, by the way, it was a fantastic video. And then when he arrived in the Slovak Republic, he was not able to cook. So it was a big problem for us, because I can tell you my phone was very hot. I received a 10 minutes phone call from the owner of the hotel, and he was not very happy with me. And logically, they said, Richard, we will not accept your candidate anymore for our hotel. And it was a 4-star hotel. They had 3 different hotels in the Slovak Republic. So for me, it was a very disappointed situation. And we face other cases like this one as well, that someone sent us a candidate who was not able to perform at work, and it was sent back. So company has a right to send back the candidate if the candidate cannot perform for the job he done. Okay, so then if it happens, don't get disappointed with me, because I'm getting message sometimes from an agent that he's disappointed with me, with my company, that we cannot perform well. And this is not correct. This is why I wanted to explain to everyone that is important that when you send us a candidate, it must be genuine. He must be able to do the job. Because if he's coming like the guy in the Slovak Republic, besides we lost a big deal, and this was last year, and this big deal lost in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027. So it's mean about 50 candidates every year. You can calculate in 4 years, it's about 200 candidates that we lost, just because one agent sent us a fake chef. And we always say like this one, we learn in working process. So I invite everyone to always make sure that if you send us a candidate that is genuine. If it's not genuine, don't apply him. I mean, this is the most important part, because we don't want to lose our face. We don't want to lose the partnership with the companies, and we don't want to get disappointed with you, because logically, if we then went disappointed with the agents, then as well we were not able to work with the agents anymore. So this is a big history on this. So for this reason, very important, always pre-interview the candidate, check the video, maybe go directly yourself or send one of your staff to the hotel he's working back in the home country, on the restaurant, and check with your eyes if the candidate is someone, if is a good chef. So you know that you can trust everyone, but we always say, maybe do this extra work, go and see if he really can do this job. This is something very important that I invite everyone to do. And this is something that you should know. We did something very interesting last year. We sent one of our staff to Nepal, and to hire some help kitchen. So we went to a restaurant, we paid the restaurant for half a day in the afternoon, and we invite a lot of help kitchen to come in the restaurant. And the person who went there, by the way, is a very good friend of me, working in the restaurant over here in Switzerland. and he tested different help kitchen. And I can tell you that more than 70% was not able to work in the kitchen. So they was not able to wash the salad, to prepare some pasta. So this is something that we will increase as well. We will as well send sometimes some of our staff to check when we need a big number of workers. So this is something that we do, but we invite you as a partner of WEBA, if you are interested to work with us, to do this job as well, that yourself, you check exactly the performance of the candidate, not only on document, on paper, or on the video they perform to you, but as well go and see or send one of your colleagues what he's doing at the job in the home country, so that you can really be sure that when you send us a candidate, the candidate is genuine and everyone is happy. Because our aim is that when they come to Europe, they stay here and they stay here forever. Maybe, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and they can renew contract every year. So this is great. This is something that we are looking into, to have good candidates who are able to renew every year. Logically, a company who hire our candidate, they hire through WEBA because they need candidate. They don't do us a favor. They contact us because they're desperate, because they cannot find local candidate. This is why they contact us. So for them as well, it's better to have the same candidate every year there. So it's important for you to know that usually the contract is minimum 1 year, usually. Then in some case, maybe 6 months. But as well, if 6 months, they can renew. They can always renew. This is something very important for you to know. So this is the basis on the recruitment. Now, I think that something that I wanted to tell you now is that in Europe, and I just need to read here some of the point. In Europe, it started booming this sushi chef. So they're looking a lot of sushi chef, restaurant offering sushi, sashimi. So if you have candidate, please tell us. I will not explain you now how much is the salary in this country, how much is the salary for this company. When we send an email, it's always written in details of what is the salary, what is included. In the majority of the salary is always included the accommodation. So every salary the candidate receive is included the accommodation. This is very important for you to know. So if they work in a restaurant, in a hotel, as a carpenter, in a farm, in agriculture, warehouse, accommodation is always included. So very rare case that accommodation is not included. So this is something important. When they receive the salary, when we send an email, we always write exactly how much the candidate will receive as a salary and what is included in this salary. Usually the health insurance is included as well, the accommodation, as I mentioned, and the salary. Every country has different salary, every company has different salary, so I will not now explain you what is the salary for every country and every company. But when we send you an email, we have your email details. We always indicated what is the salary and what is included. What is very important for you to understand is as well that every company has the right to check. This is a law that is here in Europe. It's not me who created the law. It's not the company, but it's a general law over here in Europe. Is they have 3 months time, 3 months time to check the candidate. As well, I have 2 sons. Some of them a couple of years ago worked for 3 months. After 2.5 months, they say, I'm sorry, you're not good for this job. This is part of the game. My son was 28 years old. So 3 months, they have to work seriously. If they start early in the morning, they have to finish, they have to always be there at job. They don't have to go drunk. We had a case as well, a case study that some of the worker went drunk at the job. So never do this. This is a very big error. If one of my son will go drunk at job, I think I will take him by the hair very long for all the night when he's coming home. So because as we all know, it's enough one time to make an error. If you're driving drunk, is not good. If you do a job, work in the kitchen with a knife, you're drunk, it's not good. So very important is they need to be serious at the work. They need to be very confident, not use the mobile phone when they're working. So this is another big problem, especially for the new generation. I know I have, as I say, I have two sons as well. They don't use the mobile phone while they're working, but in this new world, unfortunately, many times younger candidates are always on the phone. So every second opportunity to send a message, etc., etc. So we should explain when you do the training session to your candidate, you should explain to them when they're working, please put the mobile phone on the side. In case of any urgency, there is no problem. Urgency, not because want to say the weather is nice over here and over there is raining. So it's important that we really train the candidate before the leaving, and we explain to them in details how important is to be professional when they are at work. I'm happy to show you, for example, let me go to my website a second. Go to my website. Okay, let's see if it's open the website. 1 second. So when it should open, it will not. We always say like this: when it should open, it doesn't open. Let me see another site here. Okay, now it's open. This is our website, which is webaworld.com. And as I mentioned to everyone, we're doing a lot of education fairs since a long time around the world. And now this is the link of the jobs. We had fantastic candidate. And here I want to say a big thank you to a very big agent we're working together, which is Amster. These are excellent candidates from them. They are in Albania, they are welder and both Polish. So serious company, serious professional candidate. This is what we want. We want to work with serious worker, with serious agency. And if it's a problem between the candidate and the company, I always invite to, when you do the training session, to make sure that the candidate is speaking and communicate with the company. There's no need always to go back to the agency and tell them every single problem. So it's important that the communication is between the candidate and the company. So the training before they leave is always very important. So your work is to train your candidate before they move to Europe. New culture, different way, different thinking, different religion maybe as well. So it is important that you are making sure that your candidate are really genuine when they come into Europe and serious. This is something very, very important for us to work with you. What is the placement fee we charge? It depends from country to country, logically, but as well this, I will send you an email with the details of the placement fee. We have many countries we work together. As I mentioned, we have Albania, Serbia, Slovak Republic, Czech Republic, Montenegro, Croatia, Romania. New will be Spain soon. So we have more country coming in, and every country is a little bit different, depends as well on the cost involved for the work permit, on the cost involved for the lawyer who do all the work. This is to give you an idea. So this is a little bit about the work, and we are happy if we can work with you. For the one who came later, this is our application form. I will send you a follow-up email, and I will just explain you some of the job that we have at the moment available over here in Europe, and with all the details about the cost, about the placement fee, about the visa fee, and about the contract, what is included in the salary, etc. So I would like to thank you everyone for your time. If you have any questions, you can put the question down on the chat system. So I will read this and I will then answer for you. So we receive a question is, hi Richard, do we has an agent get a commission? No, you don't get a commission. You need to put your charge on top. When we send the profile, what we need, we will tell you what is the price that you need to pay to WEBA. The agreement is between WEBA and you as an agency. So you are in charge on collecting the fee to the candidate. So that means that when the candidate will sign the contract, it means that you will sign a contract with WEB as well, logically. That means that you will be in charge of pay the fee for the visa, for example, or for the placement fee, is not the candidate. So we will not go to the candidate and ask him to pay the fee. This is your work. You have to be in charge of collecting the fee. So we always suggest an amount that maybe you can charge on top, but then you can decide your own how much you want to charge. It depends as well from the job position, logically. Depends as well from the salary. So there are many considerations that you have to make. And yeah, the commission is not part, there is no commission from, it's not like in educational business where we have students going to the UK university and WEBA is pay out the commission. No, in the job placement, it doesn't work like this, Monica. Thank you for asking. If you have more questions, just type this down on the chat system and I will be more than happy to answer you. Okay, I can see there are no more questions. This is fantastic. I hope you get some information about how we work at WEBA over here in Europe in regarding of job placement. And I'm looking forward to cooperate with you. If you have candidate for the jobs that we will present to you, we are more than welcome to welcome here. Okay, so no, at the moment that the nursing job in the UK is not available. Thank you, Navid. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Patel. I hope you're well, Mr. Patel. I think long time we know each other, I think since 20 years now, 22 years, Mr. Patel. Wow, time go fast. Thank you, Shamnat. Thank you very much. I hope you're well in Sweden, if I'm correct. You are in Sweden, or you are in Ethiopia at the moment in the recruitment process. So we're always around the world. This is very good. This is what I like. We're always traveling. This is our industry. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a great afternoon. You take care and good health. This is very important as well. Good health. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Mishra. Thank you. Mr. Patel, you always make me laugh. Bye-bye.